Welcome back everyone to part 2 of my review and thoughts and opinions on the Robinhood Cash Management account. In part 1, as you know, we did the review and unboxing of the debit card. We took a look at the debit card itself. So in this video, we'll actually be doing the cash management account itself. But what I had to do was do a interruption video because what was happening, if you remember, was a lot of people were spreading these cash looms, and so I had to step in and take control. So that video actually got a lot of views as well, and if you want to see that, that link will be down below, so don't miss that. And of course, part 1 will be down below in the description. And if you stay to the very end, I'll actually show you my phone screen in which you could actually see some interest I've already earned on the unparked cash. So you're going to want to see that because it's a very cool feature. So the job of part 2 is to look at all the features and nuances that the newly announced Robinhood Cash Management account offers. So we'll be doing that. So first we're going to look at Robinhood's actual website and what they actually say, and then I'll be giving some thoughts and opinions, some pros and cons. And of course I'll also cover whether or not I think you should have money in this account or whether or not you should have that money in other banks. So if you've been living under a rock, Robinhood is making a name for itself as a popular smartphone app in which you could buy and sell securities and stocks and options with no fees. It's a quick and easy way to trade and invest in stocks, but it lacked any other banking features. So in an effort to increase their user base, which is growing by the day, it's in the millions now, Robinhood announced a while back that they would be adding a checking and savings-like feature to the app. So Robinhood is mainly backed by Sutton Bank, which is an Ohio-based bank that has been in operation since 1878. The advertised rate was one of the highest rates ever advertised by any bank account on the market at the time, and it turned heads. So if you just did a quick Google search like Robinhood Cash Management account, your first link would definitely be Robinhood's actual link to their cash management account. So you go there, and right away you are hit with an interest rate of 0.30%. But for all the older OG original fans of my channel, you would know that I actually did a video when Robinhood officially announced it was going to do an official launch of the cash management account after fixing some bugs in December. That link will also be in the description down below. At that time, the APY that Robinhood was promising was 3%, which is really astonishing, being that according to the FDIC, the average annual interest rate on a savings account now stands at 0.09%. But what happened is Robinhood had to lower that interest rate, and Robinhood's not the only account or firm that had to do this. Many other savings accounts that got a lot of attention over these last couple of years. You may have seen Ally Bank advertised on even TV. If you see some ads, Ally Bank was a higher yield savings account, and they also had to lower their rates as well. As the Fed has lowered interest rates a few times, and I have covered each drop on this channel, you know I've been documenting it. Those links will also be down below. But again, don't watch any of those videos until you're finished watching this video. You may want to watch the unboxing of the card just because that's part 1 and this is part 2. But all those other videos, don't watch them until you're finished watching this video. So what's happened is as the Fed lowers interest rates, the savings accounts and Robinhood's cash management account included has had to lower the APY that they vowed to provide for you. So according to Robinhood's own cash management account page, you can earn 0.30% APY on your uninvested cash. Under that, it will say secure a spot on the waitlist for cash management through your brokerage account. So it's important to note that technically, lawfully, this is not an actual savings account per se, but rather just a cash management account where unparked cash can go. That's why Robinhood calls it cash management and not something along the lines of Robinhood savings account. So it will say that you have to secure a spot on that wait list, and as you know, I talked about it in the part 1 of my series covering this cash management account, that I did have to wait on that wait list. I truly don't remember the exact date, but it was at least a few months in which I had to wait on it and finally bump up to number 1 on the wait list. Once you scroll down, you will see you can earn 0.30% APY on your cash. So interest is paid monthly based on the uninvested cash in your brokerage account. Behind the scenes, we'll move this cash to banks who pay the interest. So again, this isn't an actual savings account. However, Robinhood could pay this interest because of their partnerships with savings accounts and other banks and firms. So you don't actually have to do anything on your end as long as you have the cash management account set up and you have activated your card and all that jazz, then that uninvested cash will automatically be parked into this account. So this is legit, it is insured, FDIC insured, that is, your cash in the program banks is eligible for up to $1.25 million of FDIC insurance or up to $250,000 per bank subject to FDIC rules. no catch, no minimums. There are no account minimums, no transfer fees, no foreign transaction fees. The list goes on. Other fees may still apply to your brokerage account though. And you can access your cash for anything, invest, spend, pay bills, or withdraw your cash as you wish. Use your Robinhood debit card virtually anywhere. MasterCard is accepted, and at 75,000 plus fee-free ATMs. And you can click on learn more for each of these features, as well as some fine print down there. But it is pretty cut and dry. There's nothing too technical about it that you would have to know otherwise. So obviously the insurance is a good thing. Robinhood caters to younger people, people with perhaps just a little bit of investing experience or no experience whatsoever. So I don't think there's going to be people with $1 million in unparked cash, let alone invested into a portfolio. But you do have that insurance there, so that is good to know. And on that same token, I don't truly think you should be withdrawing cash. I don't think you should be spending money on the debit card. The debit card I have is really just for optics, more of a display piece. I don't think I'm ever going to be touching it. It's just something to have, perhaps for an emergency, but I don't think I'm ever going to be using the cash from that account. Now that 0.30% APY, I don't think it's going to dip any lower than that. So that is a pretty stable rate, and it could go up from there. So I think that's generous compared to other savings accounts. That's definitely a higher yield compared to other accounts, or at least the average savings account, as I mentioned before. So as far as the pros, it's going to be that 0.30% APY. And it's great that there's no minimums, no transaction fees, no foreign fees, anything of that nature. So that's a big plus that you don't have to worry about. For more premium savings accounts out there, you might see something along the lines of an annual or monthly fee. So there's nothing with that with Robinhood. You don't have to pay any more than what you put in. Another pro is going to be that FDIC insurance, although I would hope that you're not putting your money in shady offshore accounts that do not offer insurance. And that debit card is also a cool feature as well. And the pros that are already really in there, Robinhood has an exceptional user interface, extremely user-friendly, great ratings across the board. So I do think you should use Robinhood, especially if you are new to investing. With or without that cash management account is up to you. One downside though is that Robinhood is so geared towards performing through the app and through the web portal, so there's limited customer support in that regard. If you have any questions or curiosities, you're going to be brought to the generic, already spelled out for you FAQ pages, and you're going to hope to find your answer through there. In fact, this is the Robinhood contact page. It's just robinhood.com/contact if you're wondering, and you may have seen something just like this before. Pretty protocol. You just select the category, you select the topic, and then a subtopic, but then it will even try to bring you back to the relevant articles. And so you're gonna have to click continue to get there. You'll describe the issue, and then you could send that email, and then I'm not too certain of how fast they'll respond, but obviously Robinhood is a established big company, so I would hope that you get a response within less than 24 hours. So the FAQ section and articles are robust, but in order to contact them, you would have to use that contact page. There is no chat function, there is no phone number for quicker service. You're just gonna have to do it the snail mail way. However, Robinhood does have a Twitter page specifically for support. You can tweet them, you can @ them, tag them, and you should be able to get support through that way, but I'd recommend just doing it through their site. A small con, this isn't truly a con in my opinion, but you are going to have to do it digitally. You can't do an actual physical check or cash deposit. If you're old-fashioned for some reason and you have to deposit that money through those means, I don't know why you would have to. You would not be able to. You have to do everything through the app or online on a computer. For someone that's going to be using the card often, one downside that you may frown upon is going to be that you can't actually get any ATM rebates anywhere according to Robinhood. So say you're in an emergency situation, you have no cash in your other bank accounts, but you have some bucks in your Robinhood Cash Management account and you have to withdraw that money right now, and that ATM charges you a fee. Sometimes you may see that fee, it's like $2.99, $3.99. There are no ATM fee rebates. You cannot get that money back. But Robinhood has more than 75,000 all-point and MoneyPass ATMs in their network that do not charge any fees, along with 15,000 outside of the US in network. So that's something that you shouldn't have to worry about too much. As I mentioned, I would personally not ever use that card for spending myself, but in your situation, maybe you're in an emergency situation, that's something that you may not like. And the only other downside that I can think of is that there's been some glitches in the past with Robinhood. There's been many stories of people not being able to get on the wait list, stories I've heard of people not receiving their debit card, or they're not earning the interest. There's been some bugs and glitches, so Robinhood is definitely fixing those, and they have a great technical support team, so you wouldn't see too many issues, hopefully. but that is something that you should know. And I would never actually count on the interest as a form of income. I wouldn't want to just sit there waiting to expect it and use that money for something. So it's just something on the side, something secondary, it's subsequent, that you should just have as an afterthought, really. So this cash management account, as you know, it's still being rolled out to customers via the wait list. So you do have to hop on that wait list. I don't think there's gonna be a wait list in, say, a year from now, but you do have to get on that wait list if you want that account as of right now. And this goes without saying. A small note is that you actually have to have a Robinhood account first. You can't just directly have a Robinhood Cash Management account. You actually have to have a Robinhood account first and deposit, I would think, at least a penny to be able to qualify, because you actually have to have something to earn the interest on. Although I don't think you could possibly earn fractions, so I don't think you're going to be able to earn anything on that penny. So like I said, Robinhood Cash Management account is not a bank account by any means, although it does have similar features to what you would find in a checking or savings account. So Robinhood, in order to actually provide that FDIC insurance, they actually sweep that cash, everything behind the scenes, to partner banks that they're affiliated with. It's all behind the scenes, and so that's how they're actually able to provide that insurance. This also allows them to extend the actual insurance that they offer, so it's sort of above average compared to other accounts that you would find out there. And intriguingly, you can actually have your regular paycheck that you might receive every 2 weeks directly automatically deposited into Robinhood. So for all of you stringent and hardcore disciplined investors out there, and you don't want to start doing things manually, you can actually have your paycheck be automatically enrolled into Robinhood, in which case it would earn that interest on top of it. It's also worth noting that Robinhood is not nearly done. They're still in the process of developing and rolling out their fractional share and dividend reinvestment program as well. I talked about this in an announcement video back in December. Again, that link will be down below in the description. And I talked about all the features that Robinhood is rolling out. They're really crushing it and rivaling and dwarfing all of their competitors. And they're a newbie in this industry. So not only are you going to be able to earn that interest, but you'd also be able to buy fractional shares, which is great news for you smaller investors out there. And you'll be able to do automatic dividend reinvestment. So currently Robinhood, if you are a user, the dividends just get credited to your account as cash, and that cash, of course, can earn interest in the cash management account. But you have to actually invest that cash manually to buy more shares. And the problem is, because you couldn't buy fractional shares, you would have to wait for many, many dividends to be able to buy more shares. So that's great that they're rolling out those two features in conjunction with one another. All these features genuinely complement each other, and it just goes to show you how Robinhood is wanting to be the titan of industry in this brokerage war that we're seeing play out day by day, week by week, year by year. Now, I firmly believe that you should take advantage of these features and all of the features to come in the near future. And if you are enjoying the video so far, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up, smash that like button. It just helps with the YouTube algorithm. This is an unprecedented opportunity for the newbie investor and advanced investor alike. See, by Robinhood putting this feature in there, it eliminates a conflict that many of us have faced before. See, if you're thinking about investing, or you have been investing for a while, you're always in that catch-22 where you could put money in the account, but then you wanted to earn some interest on a savings account. But then again, you wanted to invest in stocks, but stocks are risky, so what do? So it eliminates that conflict. Any unparked cash without any effort will automatically get reinvested into this account, and it could start earning interest. So it's just free pennies and dollars, if your account is larger, that you wouldn't have made otherwise. Without it earning interest, it's just sitting in there, it's dead, it's not doing anything. So why not have it work for you as well as your investments? And it's also the psychological factor as well. What I mean by that is, when you automatically have this cash in there, not only are you not going to be spending that money, but you're automatically guaranteed going to be earning some kind of an APY while you're at it. So you should try to turn on some kind of a automatic direct deposit. You should be disciplined enough to pay yourself first. I talked about it many times. It's a philosophy in which you pay yourself first before spending or paying any bills. You're actually investing in yourself and investments before anything else. It's a very important dogma and doctrine that is one of the keys to building wealth. So from a macro point of view, you truly have nothing to lose whatsoever. Yes, that APY can change. Yes, of course, investments can go down. It's all part of the process. And if you're really young and you don't even have a savings account first, I would actually go as far as to say you should have your money in this. Now, there are certain features, and there is a luxury of having that bank account by your side and a larger institution, but for someone that just has a few dollars that they're looking to save or save up for something in the future, then this is a great option for you that you should strongly consider. It's an expedient way to earn that interest, have money invested, and make something in the process. And you can't forget about the other features that Robinhood is going to roll out that are super beneficial as well. So definitely take advantage of this opportunity. So now we're going to be taking a dive into some interest I've actually already earned. I am a testimony, a case study. So as you know, this is just one of my portfolios. I have a few portfolios, and if you haven't seen the video yet where I actually showed you how I built a $100,000 portfolio all by the age of 19, that video will also be down below. But look at this first, because this is an example of how you can earn interest without doing anything. So as promised in the first episode, we're first going to be activating the cards. So we're going to hop over to the Robinhood app on my phone, and you'll see the picture of the debit card here. You'll scroll down. After you do that, it'll say, have you received your card? And then you'll click yes, and you'll continue to activate it. Then you'll enter in the expiration date that is located on the card itself. That's where you can find those details. Click continue. Then you'll set up a PIN if you want to use this at ATMs or certain stores. And I'm going to enter in the PIN here, confirm it. Then it'll ask if you want to get notifications and alerts on, things of that nature. I'm just going to continue. Now the card is activated. Your debit card is now ready for use. You can modify your security features anytime from settings, and some confetti there for your congratulations. So now that debit card is activated, I can use it anywhere. And if you go to your messages on Robinhood, it will then say, just for confirmation, that the debit card is now activated, and also that your PIN number is set as well. So a very simple process as far as activating the card, nothing too complicated. Just when you get the card, you'll have to do that to make sure it's ready for use. So we're in my Robinhood account now. Market was down, as you could see today, but we're going to head over to cash here. And when we click on cash, it will show you the buying power or uninvested cash that I have just sitting there that I'm waiting to buy more securities. However, I have earned some interest already, and you can see so far this month already 3 cents, that 0.30% APY. So that was when at the time I only had 10 bucks in cash sitting in there. And they even tell you the next pay date for the interest is going to be April 30th. So that 0.30% would now be on that 22 and change. Before or after I were to put some more money in there, there may be more money added by the time that interest is ready to be paid out. But a very convenient way to earn interest with just a couple clicks of your mouse. So as you saw, a superb and excellent feature, extremely innovative and very forward thinking. So take a look at Robinhood if you haven't signed up already and you are looking to invest. My Robinhood link will be down below so you can get a free stock. I get a free stock as a win-win scenario if you sign up with my link. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, smash that like button. And if you'd like to see more videos from my channel, I post videos every single week covering business, finance, entrepreneurship, mindset, strategy, and tips and tricks from my own experience. Be sure that you are subscribed. I post videos every single week without fail. And if you'd like to be notified every single time I make a new one so that you're first in line to see it before anyone else, be sure that you click that notification bell as well so that you're notified every single time I make a new one. See you in the next video.